Shalom, Mr. Osabiel.
And I'm Kanai.
Today's topic we're going to go over is for you so-called Negroes that want to be Africans, supposed African Americans. We're going to touch on some very interesting things in this video, and I just hope everybody's going to find it very interesting because we do.
Right, and edified. So as Abio was saying, I want to get some out of the book real quick. This book, the name of it is Pilgrimage, all right? And on page 399, we have a so-called African, as you know it, and I'm trying to zoom it for you. And if you can see, he has his face in the vagina of this cow while he is fondling her, all right? This is what you so-called Negroes are delusional in believing that you're African. I want to read the caption on this real quick. It says, breathing into the cow's uterus provide a sexual stimulation under which the cow produces more milk. With his right hand, the boy lightly strokes the cow's udder. So, this young child is in the midst of bestiality. That's what these so-called Africans are doing over in that land. And you so-called Negroes cleave to this culture as though you're part of it. Well, if you think you're African, then this is what you should be doing, follow the customs of the Africans. So we're going to begin. I want to begin in Deuteronomy chapter 7 and start with verse 6.
Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
That's the problem with you so-called Negroes. The Most High chose us. If you are a descendant of the slave trade, if you are the natives of North Central South America, the Aztecs, the Incas, the Mayans, so-called Boricua, Taino Indians, North American Indians, Gad, Reuben, those are the tribes. You are the Israelites, so-called Haitians. But you know what, old people, we didn't want to be a special people to the Most High. We wanted to follow the customs of the nations. We wanted to be like the Egyptians. We wanted to be like the Canaanites that were living in the land there, of Sodom and Gomorrah, of Tyre and Sidon. We wanted to be like the East Indians. And we follow these filthy, wicked customs. And now today you have many of you so-called Negroes out there that's cleaving onto Afrocentric ways, Egyptology. That has nothing to do with you. It's pagan. And your superstars like Erykah Badu and them thinking they're African. Nonsense. And through the Spirit we hope that we can edify many of you people to rethink your walk in this life.
At dawn and again at dusk, the men are the ones who care for the children. This includes protecting them from a world of predatory insects that swarm the area looking for free room and board on warm-blooded hosts. The fathers give the children a scrupulous washing with cow urine. Those who have come of age shower directly under the source of nature's own insect repellent. To further guarantee the repellent effectiveness of the ammonia contained in the urine, the Dinka and Mundari powder themselves with specially burnt and pulverized cattle dung. Disgusting? Any insect would agree with you. The beneficial use of excrement is just another example of how centuries of trial and error in adverse terrain have bestowed a perfect working knowledge of nature upon a primitive people. But does the word primitive do justice to an all-encompassing rapport with reality, in which man is at once victim, accomplice, and moving force? Obviously not. We are now not only dealing with rudimentary forms of religious and socio-economic organization, as some would have it, but have entered a much darker, chaotic realm where the difference between terror and ecstasy is meaningless, and where the linchpin of all existence is magic.
Shocking, wasn't it? You see how these heathens conduct themselves. This dude was picking the hair off of another man's rod. These are not your customs, Israel, so-called Negroes. You're not African. You so much want to cleave onto these ways, and it's out of order. But anyway, we're going to move from there. I want to touch upon the dietary laws because we want to go through what these heathens are eating. Let's go to let's go to Deuteronomy 14 real quick. Let's do Leviticus. Let's go to Leviticus 11 first. Let's do that one. Leviticus 11 verse 46 and 47. Then we're going to jump back up. All right.
Leviticus chapter 11 verse 46. This is the law of the beast, of the fowl, and of every living creature that moveth in the waters, and of every creature that creepeth upon the earth, to make a difference between the unclean and the clean, and between the beast that may be eaten and the beast that may not be eaten.
So our Heavenly Father, you so-called Negroes, who call yourself Africans, you're an Israelite. The Most High gave us animals that we can and cannot eat. Now, how do we know which animals that are lawful to eat and are unlawful? Let's start in chapter 11. Let's start with verse 3.
Leviticus chapter 11 verse 3. Whatsoever parteth the hoof and is cloven-footed, and cheweth the cud among the beasts, that shall ye eat.
Whatever animal is parted of the hoof, cloven-footed, and cheweth the cud. This is part of the hoof. Meaning, if you look on a hoof of a cow, there is a part between them. And cloven-footed, meaning on the back of it is on the back of it is a knob on the back of it. And it cheweth the cud, meaning it chews the grass, it grazes, it swallows, it brings it back up a second time, it cheweth again, and sends it down a second time. Those animals you can eat. Read on.
Nevertheless, these shall ye not eat of them that chew the cud, or of them that divide the hoof, as the camel, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof. He is unclean unto you.
So these animals, like the like the camel cheweth the cud, but it has a paw. The Lord said you're not supposed to eat this animal. And as you read down this chapter, you read all the animals, the swine, which is the pig, which many of you so-called Negroes, you worship next to that white Christ. The Lord said we're not to eat those animals. So now we're going to go to the clip, and we're going to see what these Hamites, or what you call today Africans, what type of animals they're eating.
Like all primitive peoples, the Mundari hunt for subsistence and not for sport. Wielding only razor-sharp spears, they can hunt, fight, cut, slice, or club any foe, be it animal or human, with remarkable ability. When not actively employed, these spears are used as innocent walking sticks. Efforts are in vain. In the follow-up attacks, the doomed beast is literally skewered from all sides. Finally, it falls to its knees as if begging for mercy, weakened by pain and the loss of blood. The Mundari only hunt animals out of pure necessity. Nonetheless, the animal's awkward death at the hands of a few determined hunters has all the air of a brutal assassination. Like the Mundari, the Dinka do not slaughter their cattle for meat. Instead, they nourish themselves by drinking the blood tapped from purposely cut wounds on the cow's jugular vein. The wounds are practically painless and heal in no time at all. A herdsman constantly stirs freshly tapped blood in order to prevent coagulation. These daily incisions, rotated on a group of 7 or 8 cows, can feed up to 50 people. Along with blood, milk is of primary importance in the Dinka menu. Actually, a diet of milk and blood is not only nutritionally sound, but very thrifty as well. This way, a cow, the measure of any man's wealth in this part of the world, does not have to be slaughtered, but can be tapped slowly for years.
All right, y'all seen it for yourself, up close and personal, live and direct. These heathen, these Canaanites, these Hamites, so-called Africans who you Negroes want to be like. You really want to call yourself African American after seeing that mess that they do over there in Africa? You want to be like them? It's ridiculous.
Right. So, I mean, if you notice on the end of that clip also, you saw them drinking the blood of those cows. These are the customs of these nations, and we're going to go through the scriptures to edify you so-called Negroes that you wake up out of that Afrocentric delusion. Let's start with Leviticus chapter 19, verse 26.
Leviticus chapter 19, verse 26. Ye shall not eat anything with the blood.
The Lord said we were not to eat anything with the blood. We, the Israelites, you so-called niggas, were not to eat anything that was with blood. What were these Africans doing? They were drinking the blood. They were boiling it down like it was making soup. You know, and they said also in the clip you saw, they said it's better to have an animal that is sick than to have a dead animal. But when these animals died, what did we do with the animals? What did the Israelites do with the animals that died? Go to Deuteronomy chapter 14, start with verse 21.
Deuteronomy chapter 14, verse 21. Ye shall not eat of anything that dieth of itself.
What?
Ye shall not eat of anything that dieth of itself.
What do we do with it?
Thou shalt give it unto the stranger that is in thy gates.
We give it to the other nations that dwelt amongst us. When we came out of Egypt, we had Egyptians that came along with us and many of the nations that wanted to dwell amongst us. We gave it to them to eat. Read on.
That he may eat it.
That he may eat it. Read on.
Or thou mayest sell it unto an alien.
Or we can sell it to another nation. Read on.
For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
The Lord said we were a holy people unto him. We were not to eat those things. You so-called Negroes, you don't even realize. These other nations, they eat all type of animals, monkeys and rats and all kind of stuff. And you know what? Many of you so-called Negroes, you do the same thing. You think eating shrimp and crabs is a delicacy. The Lord said those things are abominable for you Israelites to eat. Animals that died of themselves of cancer and all kind of disease, we fed to the other nations. It's high time you realize who you are and repent. All right? So from that one, we're going to go into this next clip, and this next clip is going to go into the witchcraft that these other nations serve, or they worship, the fake, false gods, the devil that they serve. All right? And you're going to see these clips, some astonishing video that was captured them in their ritualistic acts. All right? So let's begin.
The claws of a predatory bird are also a source of magic. Novices of a secret society are marked on the chest during their consecration to the spirit Inga Kola. Secret organizations, particularly in the fields of religion and politics, abound in Africa. A blend of terror and magic is used to bind new recruits to unfathomable depths of fanaticism and depravity. Even their medical practices are but thinly veiled magic. Given the unscientific nature of primitive people, medicine that is not magical just isn't medicine. Among the Azande of Central Africa, people suffering from an illness, like this woman with pneumonia, are stretched out before healing fetishes. After the healer invokes mercy by taking part in a propitiatory dance, she releases the contents of her bladder on the sick woman. It is believed that urine restores health to the infirm.